Brace yourself for the death of the family, where the Joker's deadliest joke isn't aimed at Batman, but at the family he holds so dear. Hey, super friends, I'm Jake here with the Brave and the Boys, and if you know two things about me, one of them is I love absolutes. I am famously only missing one absolute to have the full collection. The other thing is I'm a bit of a Batman nut, so with there being a new absolute Batman, you know I had to review it, and this story is special and near and dear to my heart. This is the absolute Death of the Family by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, and I love this. This book is so unique. It has an acetate cover which shows you the Joker's face covering his face, his little mask, and on the backside you see Batman in his face. So they did so many unique details. So this is going to be the follow-up of the Batman Court of Owls Absolute, which was an orphan. Since I've been collecting, I have been dreaming of DC covering more, and we do have this, and next February we have Zero Year. Now all I ask is if you want to support Jordan and I, just watch this video to the very end. That is the best way to let YouTube know you like our content. So let's jump into what makes this so special and show you why you need this absolute. So now let's dive into the long-awaited absolute Death of the Family. Now, off the bat, one of the coolest parts about this one is the brand new introduction by Scott Snyder talking about his introduction to comics and how the very first comic he read was the Batman Incredible Hulk team up, which just came out in omnibus format, and you can watch that overview here. But I love the Joker in that one as he's trying to gaslight. So it starts out not with the Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo Batman stuff that you might be expecting, but with Detective Comics #1 from the New 52 run. Now, this is actually going to be a year removed in the past from the story. And this, honestly, controversial opinion, and you'll probably roast me in the comments, is the best issue in the New 52 Detective Comics run, or at least the only one where I felt like had an impact. So I'm glad it's included. But this one is going to be Batman and the GCPD going after the Joker and Dollmaker. And the big thing at the end of the issue is Dollmaker does remove Joker's face, and he leaves his face there for them to see as a calling card. Tonight, we will both celebrate rebirth. So this whole book is about family and about the masks that we wear. And now we go into Death of the Family. Now, I have to say, this is such a near and dear story to my heart because I read this before I collected comics, sitting in a Barnes & Noble before I could afford comics. So a year later, it's a rainy day, and the Clown Prince of Crime returns. So this is written by Scott Snyder, featuring stunning art by Greg Capullo. It's one of the darkest and most haunting Joker stories ever told. Joker returns to Gotham more vicious and psychotic than ever after his face was surgically removed by the Dollmaker in the previous issue. This is going to collect Batman number 13 through 17, and I should say it does retail for $100, but you can find it discounted on organic price books and use code Braveboys to save $2. But this is the Joker saying the Bat family has gotten too big and he misses the old days when it was just the two of them. So Joker targets Batman's allies, or should I say his family, because he believes it's made Batman weak. His twisted mission to destroy the relationships and restore Batman to his solo, isolated roots. So Greg Capullo's dynamic and atmospheric artwork is stunning in this oversized format. This absolute edition truly does justice to the pencils, making the horror and tension of the story feel palpable. So this is an awesome issue where he faces off against the Red Hood, and you'll see more about the Red Hood, the original Red Hood, in the next Absolute Zero Year. But this turns out not to be the Joker, but be Harley in disguise. And I love that they included the backup issues so you can see how Harley got forced into doing this. And then you have Joker kidnapping Alfred's most trusted companion, basically his father, Alfred Pennyworth. So this is an awesome book. I don't want to spoil much from this, but you just have the Joker go full crazy on Batman's family, and it really defines their relationship. Is Batman stronger or weaker with family? And that is just a daunting question. And I love this. Here you see a tape from the Joker, and this is the same text you'll see on the slipcase, but it's the Joker taunting Batman that I know who you are, and I've always known who you are. And it is just haunting. So I don't want to spoil anything more. Let's jump into the extras because there are a ton of extras in this book. So now we're going to look at the extras, and you get a full cover gallery, scripts, and character sketches. This was just so peak. One of the first stories I ever read, and I think it's such a great follow-up to Court of Owls. So I do hope they collect more of the Scott Snyder run in absolutes. We are getting the sequel 0 Year, or should I say prequel, out in February. And if you want to see the top 10 DC books I'm most excited for, you can watch that video here. So this is just wild. I love that you get these two characters, the masks of them, and really getting to the core of the relationship of Batman and the Joker. Here you'll see members of the Bat family that Joker targets. Now, I wish this covered the, issue, the spin-off issues, the tie-in issues, but it is just going to be Detective Comics #1 and the Batman 13 through 17. But this is awesome. And if you've been like me and you've had that Court of Owls absolute, alone solo for your entire time collecting like I have, because that was the first absolute I ever had. And now you guys know I'm famous for having almost every absolute. And by next year, it will be every absolute. But this is just an amazing way to collect. If you have the omnibus, that's great. But it doesn't hurt to have this in the absolute too, because sometimes you like reading just that story and you like reading it in the best way. And Greg Capullo's pencils definitely shine. Here's their iconic meeting on the bridge. And this is just a horrific story full of horror. Scott Snyder's always been the horror king, and he really goes hog wild in this one. And it is one that I think everyone needs to own. So go ahead and comment down below if you like this story or if you're sick of the Joker. I'm kind of sick of the Joker now, but this was one of my favorite Joker stories ever. And I love this one of him hugging Robin. So as you can see, this is a breathtaking absolute that you need to own. I want to thank you all for supporting us and supporting our new partnership with Organic Price Books. There, if you want to pick up this book, it'll be linked in the description below, and you can save $2 using the code Braveboys, or you can save 5% on 4 more books with the code Braveboyssit. We also have a Discord. We're about to vote on our next book club book tomorrow, so come meet your new comic book best friend. We have a Patreon where you can join a free tier and get notified for all of our content. And lastly, go ahead and comment down below what Batman story you want to see in an absolute, and if you'll be picking this up, and keep reading and stay brave.